This is GoMath lesson 2.10, and in this lesson we are going to go over how to multiply two-digit numbers with regrouping. I like to refer to this as the traditional way of multiplication because a lot of us, this was the first and the only way that we learned how to multiply, so that's why I call it the traditional way. Let's start with the problem 36 times 3. And when I do the traditional multiplication with regrouping, I don't start over here with the larger numbers like I did in partial products. I start with the ones place right here, just like I do when I add or subtract. So 6 times 3 I know is 18. Now instead of writing my partial product of 18 down here, I'm only going to write the ones, and I'm going to regroup into the tens place like I do with addition and subtraction. But now I need to multiply this 3 with this 3. I don't go straight down like I do in addition. I go across diagonally in multiplication. So I do 3 times 3, which is 9, and then I add this one number, not multiply. I add this one number to my answer to put it down here. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus one more is 10. I have nothing over here, so I don't need to regroup, so I just put 10 down here, and my answer is 108. Now in order to check that answer to see if it's a good answer, I'm going to estimate, and I know 36 is really close to 40. And I'm going to times that by 3. 4 times 3 is 12, with a 0 on the end, makes 120. So 108 is really close to 120, so that's probably a reasonable answer. Let's try another one. The next one I'm going to do is 8 times 22. Now when I'm doing multiplication with regrouping, I need to rewrite it vertically so that I don't get mixed up. So I'm going to rewrite that right here. I'm going to start with the ones place first. 8 times 2 is 16. So I'm going to put the 6 down here, and I'm going to regroup the 1 right up here in the tens place. And I'm going to multiply this 8 by this 2. 8 times 2 is 16 again, plus one more. I always add the numbers on top. So 16 plus one more is 17. My answer is 176. Now in order to check this answer, I'm going to use estimation to see if it is reasonable. 22 is really close to 20. So 20 times 8 would be, 8 times 2 is 16. Add my 0 on the end. 176 is very close to 160, so I think that is probably a reasonable answer. Let's do one more. Let's do 7 times $68. Alrighty, so I'm going to start by putting the bigger number on top. There's no reason behind that except for I like to do that. So I'm going to rewrite it vertically. $68 times 7. Well, 8 times 7 is 56, so I put my 6 down here and I regroup my 5 up here. 6 times 7 is 42. Plus 5 more would give me 47. And so my answer is $476. I'm going to estimate in order to check my answer, see if it's reasonable. 68 is very close to 70. 7 times 7 is 49, with a 0 on the end is 490. 476 is very close to 490, so that is probably a reasonable answer. And that's how we do traditional multiplication with regrouping.